Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is the Weekly United, the place where we wrap up the world in the week of Manchester United and of course bring you the latest news, headlines, transfer rumours, all that good stuff. And we have got loads to get stuck into today. Raul Jimenez, Gabriel, Jadon, Sancho, loads of things to talk about. We've got an update on Luke Shaw's injury and whatever else has been going on this week in the world of United. Make sure you're getting your comments in those comments below as well. Subscribing to the channel too. We've had loads of new subscribers recently. Thank you to all you guys that have joined us. Help us keep pushing on. We're on that race to 100k, so get hitting that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, check out the join button. But for now, let's get stuck into the latest news surrounding Manchester United. And you may have seen on United Daily Live this week, we were talking about Raul Jimenez potentially coming to Manchester United because the state broadcaster in Portugal, RTP, had reported that Manchester United was set to sign him. Wolves had found their replacement over there in Portugal, and United was set to sign Raul Jimenez, who would be going out the door at Wolves. But nothing really surfaced around this one in the English press before that. We've heard a few rumours linking United with Raul Jimenez, but nothing concrete. And then that came out of the blue, and it came from RTP, which made you think, why is the state broadcaster going to lie? I mean, we know our state broadcaster here, the BBC, talks a fair bit of shit, but they don't come out with a lot of transfer gossip and things like that as Sky Sports or someone like that would. RTP gained nothing from bringing out rumours and those kind of things, so it was a strange quote to come out from Portugal. But Manchester United's stance on those Raul Jimenez transfer reports have been revealed, and apparently United are not interested in him. I said it on United Daily Live, I don't feel like there's anything in this report, and United probably won't be signing Raul Jimenez, and I stand by that. I don't feel like Raul Jimenez will be ending up at Manchester United. Someone whose future is up in the air at Manchester United is Sergio Romero. Now, we know our other goalkeeper, who's currently out on loan, Dean Henderson, has been linked with a move back to Manchester United, away from Manchester United, on loan or permanently, as Chelsea's name came into the frame more recently, linked with a £55 million move. Now, Sergio Romero apparently wants showdown talks with Manchester United over his future, with Henderson potentially returning to fight for De Gea's #1 spot. Now, we heard reports surrounding Sergio Romero in the last couple of weeks that Leeds and I think it was someone else was linked with him. I think Leeds and Wolves maybe, or someone like that. But there was a couple of clubs interested in possibly bringing Sergio Romero to their team to make him their #1 goalkeeper. I've been critical of Sergio Romero recently in terms of I think he's too comfortable as a #2. Any, goalkeeper that was worth their salt probably would have and maybe could have replaced David De Gea in the last couple of weeks. We haven't seen that. Now that may be down to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer not wanting to damage the confidence of his first choice goalkeeper. But nevertheless, surely Sergio Romero should be knocking on that door a little bit more. Now, I don't think United will be bringing back Dean Henderson this summer to stay at Manchester United and be part of the first team squad next season, although I'm sure things could change around that. I don't think United are going to be keeping Dean Henderson for next campaign. He may go out on loan against Sheffield United. So I imagine Sergio Romero will still be here, but he could prove me wrong. He could say, I want to be a #1 elsewhere and leave Manchester United. But like I say, I think he's happy to be United's #2. And once we confirm that Henderson's probably going back out on loan, Sergio Romero will remain at Manchester United. Now, this is an interesting article that popped up. It was on Sport Bible or Lad Bible, one of those Bibles, with all the lad content and all that stuff. And it had this article. Jose Mourinho's prediction of where Manchester United would finish in the Premier League was bang on. So apparently Jose Mourinho predicted United would finish 3rd in the league this season. The oracle of truth, the fountain of truth. Jose Mourinho had said this about Manchester United after a game that we had apparently lost against West Ham 2-0. So I clicked on this article and I thought, that's interesting. Jose being positive about United. We've heard recently him been moaning about how many penalties we get and things like that. And I mean, Jose, if you just get in your box a little bit, the opposition's box, you might get a penalty. So I checked this out and it said Jose Mourinho predicted that Manchester United would finish between 4th and 6th in the Premier League season 2019-20. Hold on. Bang on. 4th and 6th. Bang on. Unless they've changed the definition of the words bang on. That's not bang on. He said 4th or 6th, we finished 3rd. So he was right with finishing the top 4 if he said that. But he didn't say that either. He said between 4th and 6th. That's scraping a Champions League spot, which you could say that. We entered the top 4 on the last day of the season and all that. Or finishing in the Europa League spot. Talking about 6th, wasn't he jumping around celebrating on his sidelines about getting 6th? Interesting that. Once a manager that said he didn't want to be in the Europa League is now celebrating it like it's a trophy. You keep going, Jose. But that's definitely not bang on. And someone needs to let the guys know at Sport and Lad Bible what the definition of that is. Moving on to a rumour that has been lingering about for a little bit. It's been a little bit of a quiet one. Now, United Report have had this report from La Voix du Nord. Now, I believe that's a French one, simply just off the name. And not that sparkling water stuff. But it says Man United have made a €30 million offer, including bonuses, to Lille for Gabriel. Now, that sounds interesting. But we also heard from Sky a little bit later in the same day that representatives of Gabriel Magalhaes are in the UK talking to 2 Premier League clubs. Manchester United and Everton are both interested, and the player is expected to make his decision in the next couple of days. Now, this is Sky saying that Manchester United and Everton are interested in Gabriel Magalhaes, around €20 to €30 million deal. And loads of people at the Express and the Scum and all those kind of people are saying United are monitoring him and going to make him Harry Maguire's partner and all this kind of thing. And you know what? A deal of around that kind of value for Manchester United would make sense for a centre-half, considering we want to send big sums elsewhere. But the fact that there's nobody else really reporting this, and Everton's name is there as well, to me it seems like something that maybe his representatives are using. They've reported to Sky that we're over here to talk to Everton and Man United, when actually he's just over here to talk to Everton, and Manchester United are being used as a bargaining chip by his representatives to get a better offer and a better finances on the table. So I'm taking these ones with a little bit of a pinch of salt at the moment. I don't feel like United are knocking down that door for Gabriel. Surely someone of more reliability would have come in and said that United are... I don't take Sky very reliable, to be honest. We've heard them say many things. I think they said the same about Yerry Mina at Manchester United, and he ended up at Everton. So take that with a pinch of salt. Don't hold your breath. We have all obviously heard good things about Gabriel, and at £20 to £30 million is not that much of a risk. So I wouldn't mind if United were interested and in there for him, but just don't get carried away with these reports just yet. Now, we've seen on the Man United website that Bruno had unveiled the reason why he did his celebration like that when he scored a goal. We've all seen the celebration countless times because he's scored a fair few amount of goals for Manchester United. He's not just done it at Manchester United though. He did it in Portugal too for Sporting Lisbon, and he said, this is a long story, he told the Manchester United website. In Portugal, when I was playing, I started my second season in Sporting and my daughter was growing up. Sometimes me and my wife would talk to her and she started doing this, puts his fingers in his ears, and after she started doing this, so I picked this to celebrate the goals for her. Now first off, he said it was a long story. You literally just copied your daughter, but that explains his celebration, if anybody wanted to know. I don't know why it's a big deal, but I suppose some people did want to know. He's always celebrating like that. I thought maybe it was like a critics kind of thing, blocking out the critics, blocking out the haters, all that kind of stuff. But clearly it's something that he uses to connect with his daughter. Fair play to him. Moving on from that to a player that's at Manchester United currently, Luke Shaw, and we're hearing from Mike McGrath from the Telegraph. I think I've got that outlet right, apologies if I haven't. It's Telegraph or Times, I think it's the Telegraph. He says Luke Shaw is to miss Manchester United's Europa League run, but they hope he will return for the new Premier League season. Now when we saw Luke Shaw go down with that kind of jar in his ankle, we all feared the worst, but it didn't look like. We saw him driving into training and things like that after, and it looks like it is a pretty bad one. It's keeping him out for a couple. Well, it would be a couple of months by the time the season starts. Big disappointment. I thought he just really found some form. Now, will this change things for Manchester United in the transfer market? Let's say if, you know, there's a left back available or someone on the market that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fancies. Obviously, we got Brandon Williams that can play there, but we've seen he's made a few mistakes. We probably couldn't rely on him every single game. And if Luke Shaw is going to continue to get these injuries, or he's not going to be available for the start of the season, then that would be a worry. But hopefully he is, because we need him. Now, as always, you're going to get a Jadon Sancho update and a Jack Grealish update, so it's a 2-in-1. Manchester United are confident of the deal happening for Jadon Sancho as it stands, but it looks like we've cooled our interest in Jack Grealish, to my disappointment. But I do think United could be using in that, you know, backing off a little bit off Jack Grealish as a little bit of a stance to get the price lowered and to get Jack Grealish maybe handling a transfer request. Villa want 80 million apparently. In this market, it's probably worth around the same as Bruno Fernandes, 50 to 60 million with add-ons. Obviously, we got Bruno Fernandes for around 47 mil. So I think United may be using that as a tactic. But Jadon Sancho, we're quietly confident of. Now, I do think this one will drag on for a little bit because he wants to come to United. Dortmund clearly want to sell. I know their sporting director says we'll love him if he stays and all that. But look, you're not going to want to keep an unhappy player on your hands. So it looks like this deal is something that can be done. But it's going to drag on. It's going to drag on. So I think we've just got to dig our heels in, get prepared for the long run with this one, and wait to see what happens. But Jack Grealish, again, we're probably going to need to see some movement from him in terms of maybe talking to his agent or talking to the club and getting them to be a little bit more open to a deal happening. Because I don't think United are going to be able to spend, you know, 80, 90, 100 million plus on Jadon Sancho and Jack Grealish this summer. And I'd love us to sign Jack Grealish. So fingers crossed we can get that price down. But I'm sure there'll be a whole host of other clubs interested in him as well. Anyway, guys, that is it for Weekly United today. Make sure you're keeping it locked by subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing, and all that good stuff. Click that join button if you can as well. We're trying to hit 200 members by the end of August, so we've got a month to go. Let's see if you can help us do that. But for now, I have been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I'm out of here.